D.B. Cooper remains an enigma. Who was he? Did he survive? If not, where's his body and the remaining $194,000?
These questions and more will be answered here on D.B. Cooper Through the Lens of Logic.
Sunny night ride, here we go. To make sure you're connected, the writing's on the wall. But if your mind's neglected, stumble you might fall, stumble you might fall. Stumble you might fall.
Welcome to D.B. Cooper Through the Lens of Logic. I'm doing this series because, well, I'm fascinated with the case, and I'm sure you're watching because you're fascinated with the case. This case has captivated the world for nearly 4 decades, and the reason why is because it's this mystery with an open-ended ending. No one really knows what the final chapter or chapters are or were. That's why I'm putting together this series. You know, it's a mystery, but it's not a complete mystery. There are things that we know, and there are things that we can derive. And the objective here is to determine what was the most likely outcome. I think that if we can do that, and we will do that, you're going to be much happier knowing exactly how this story ends. Even though definitive proof is scarce in this case, not all opinions about it, and everyone seems to have an opinion, especially if you go to the Northwest. You could ask almost anyone. They'll tell you exactly what they think, and they have no rationale whatsoever to base what or they have very limited reasonings behind it. So even though everyone has an opinion, actually in reality, not all of those opinions are equal. Some are more likely than others. Some opinions are impossible. And I'm going to tell you right now, as you watch this series, you're going to come to learn what I know, and that is that the FBI opinion, is stated explicitly and implicitly, are complete trash. They're absolute garbage, they're worthless, and it's a crying shame that such an esteemed entity such as the FBI could be so messed up when it comes to their opinion on something frankly as big of a case as this. And if you stick around long enough, and that's what I want you to do, is watch enough of these videos so that you will understand why I can say that with such bold confidence that they are a bunch of morons to actually express the opinion that they have. You see, how it came about was that November 24th, 1971 to February 10th, 1980. Okay, so you have the span of time. And in between that time, you have precisely 3,000 days. And in those 3,000 days, there was speculation from here to here. Speculation completely spanning the spectrum of possibilities and hypotheticals and various theories. And frankly, all of them were valid. And most of them, though, were hinged on the thought that the probability of Cooper surviving was nil. And we're going to discuss that at further length, what that means. Because, frankly, they were in this mindset of probability of survival. And that carried forward 3,000 days until the next piece of evidence emerged. And by that time, the mindset was basically entrenched. And so what happened is, you really got a narrowing of vision, and it's really caused some problems. So, problems if you want to actually solve the case. Every single detail in this case gives us a clue. Not only what happened, who D.B. Cooper was, what his motives were, did he survive or not, and the subsequent discovery especially is pivotal in determining those questions. But in the following videos, I'm not going to discuss every little nuance, but what I will do is talk about the major inferences that we can absolutely 100% make based on those details. And it is through that we will eliminate, through the process of elimination, we will eliminate hypotheticals and theories and various opinions and viewpoints, and we will whittle it down to a very, very, very narrow set of hypothetical outcomes, to such a degree that basically you will get the end chapter of the mystery of the book that you've been curious about all this time. So in the next video I'm going to discuss Cooper jumping. I mean, this is the most historic, the most memorable, the most legendary getaway in history. And it's quite fascinating, and I think that getaway is a big reason why people are still interested almost 40 years later. So stay tuned. We're gonna get to the heart and soul of this. You're going to be amazed at what you learn and what you discover through the lens of logic.